escuchando al presidente del Real Madrid. Y fíjate, ahí ya se le veía confiado, puño cerrado.
Yo creo que hay un trabajo interno emocional de Joan Laporta para mantenerse,
absolutamente.
para estar a torneo.
FC Barcelona coach Hansi Flick has been elected La Liga Coach of the Month. FC Barcelona won 9 points out of 9 in October, and the boss was rewarded for this feat. Flick was opposed to Carlo Ancelotti, Real Madrid, and Imanol Alguacil, Real Sociedad. This is his second coaching award of the month after winning the first in August. Barca have already scored 47 goals this season, but it's not just the attack that reflects Flick's work with the team. The players worked as a perfect unit to keep things in order on defense, and the statistic shows how synchronized the defense is. Barcelona got 77 offsides from opposing teams this season. This is the highest rate in Europe. For context, it's more than double the team in second place, Brighton, with 35 offsides. Here's a look at the top 5 teams with the most offsides. Since his arrival, FC Barcelona coach Hansi Flick has proved that he does not hesitate to integrate young Masia graduates and Barca B players into the first team. And so far, this approach seems to be working even better than expected. According to managing Barca, young midfielder Marc Casado has been called the engine of the team in the locker room. It's not without reason. Casado has been dominating his opponents since Flick's arrival. What a season so far for the young midfielder. Currently considered one of the fittest players on the Flick and European team, Raphinha draws attention to his contract, which was once expected to leave the club. Before his departure for the Copa America, the Brazilian had specified that he would not leave FC Barcelona unless forced to do so by the management. Despite the transfer rumors and the possible arrival of Nico Williams to replace him, Raphinha remained firm. Also, with the financial difficulties of the club preventing him from recruiting, the Barca winger finally stayed and quickly changed the dynamic. Along with Yamal and Lewandowski, he is now one of the most effective offensive tridents in Europe, while uncertainty hangs over his contract, which runs until June 2027. The suitors interested in Raphinha will not take long to return to the charge. Last summer, Al Hilal reportedly even offered €100 million for the player, who did not accept the offer. Several English clubs, including Newcastle, came forward for him. FC Barcelona now understands the importance of renewing their contract. The Brazilian winger, who was a choice of Deco, has always said he wants to become a legend of the club and remains firmly committed to this idea and is therefore open to a renewal of contract. He is supported by the sporting director of Barca, which should not be a problem in case of renewal negotiations. However, other urgent contracts, such as those of Araujo and Frenkie de Jong, must first be settled, as their deadline is 2026, before dealing with Raphinha's situation. FC Barcelona is going through a good time, with consecutive successes and renewed enthusiasm. However, some internal issues need to be addressed, including those concerning the future of Ansu Fati. Considered an undesirable element within the club, he had joined Brighton. But his loan was mixed due to problems with muscle injuries. While the club wanted him to leave, the arrival of new coach Hansi Flick gave him another chance. Although he was slowed down by an injury that deprived him of pre-season, Fati gradually returned to the field, having already participated in several games, before starting against Sevilla following a physical problem with Eric Garcia during the warm-up. Nevertheless, its influence on the game remains limited, and it does not bring any real added value, which led Barca to make a decision. FC Barcelona chose to release Ansu Fati in January at the next transfer window. The club is convinced that his only chance of recovery is to offer him regular playing time, which he will not be able to have in Barcelona. Seville and Fenerbahce were interested in the last transfer window, but their position for the next transfer remains unknown. Fati's high salary weighs on FC Barcelona's finances, and its market value, which had reached €80 million, has fallen to €15 million. A departure, whether in the form of a loan or a final transfer, seems to be the best solution. Sources in Spain say Barcelona's sporting director, Deco, is preparing a plan to bring Porto goalkeeper Diogo Costa to the club in 2025. Costa is a great figure in Portugal, Deco's home country, having established himself as the titular guardian of his country in recent years. It is reported that Barcelona has been monitoring Costa for some time and that the board is impressed by its performance. Barcelona fans are enthusiastic and unanimous that Costa is the type of goalkeeper the club needs to move forward. Diogo Costa has been linked to a transfer to Barcelona for some time now. The Catalan club would aim to recruit the FC Porto goalkeeper in the summer of 2025 in order to have a high-quality option as a double for Marc-Andre ter Stegen. According to Diario Sport, Barcelona will have to pay at least €45 million to secure Costa's services. This transfer could increase the depth of the squad as the club pursues successes at both national and European level.